I am your host, Joe JDF Foster, and today's conversation is going to be different because it's not going to be about movies, music, but instead, we're going to take on sports. Yes, I've done one about sports in the past, talking about the idea of competition, but this is actually about the sports themselves. Now, as everybody knows, since the pandemic hit, we have not been able to have any actual sports because seasons were cut short or postponed or even canceled as they stand at the moment. To me, this is kind of sad because while areas are starting to open up again and we could start having games again, I understand the worry of wanting to keep people safe and keep it from spreading again. But at the same time, a lot of these places are killing their business and keeping their profits out. Like the NCAA, a lot of their business comes from their sports and athletic. Comes from their athletics. As much as they would like to admit that it comes from the money that's given to them through admissions and things like that. I don't mean admissions as in like the bribing scandals that happened in the news. I mean just the student loans and things. More of it actually comes through sports because it's a way to unite and it's a way to show that you care. Now, recently I've been looking into it, and some of the places are talking about reopening and continuing from what they already had. Others, others are just plain canceling the rest of the season, which is what the NCAA did. Now, hopefully, this coming fall, they'll change their mind and actually open up again. I would really like to see that. And this is the one year I wasn't going to participate in the NCAA March Madness basketball tournament. And it gets canceled. That one felt a little odd to me, and was even a joke among me and my father and a couple of others. Okay, I'm going to do an update and my thoughts on these. But okay, now the cancellations and restarts, according to the New York Times at nytimes.com, I think it was when I looked it up, had this listed that the WNBA and the NBA, it was written back in September, so we know it was wrong to some extent. But the NCAA canceled theirs, but they were planning to start up March 12th, which due to the pandemic, we all know couldn't happen. And the NHL, or the National Hockey League, was planning to start in July, but they canceled the World Championship that was supposed to be held in Switzerland. And the Olympics that were supposed to come up, they got pushed back to next year in 2021, supposedly, is the plan at the moment. And one of the great things in America that's become so well known, the draft for the NFL, it happened. Just the spectators for it were actually at home watching it on television rather than having live viewership as well as the home one. And the live spectators there with them. And I can't remember when that didn't happen because I remember watching it when I was a kid. So I don't remember the last time they didn't have that happen. But anyways, like I said, it was done on TV and showed the draftees being picked from their homes, and it was televised that way. But in the most recent news I could find, on NBA.com states that they are planning to restart the season as it stands at the moment, July 31st, 2020, with 22 teams instead of the full set. The deal is contingent, though, on getting Walt Disney Resort in Florida to allow them to practice and play their games there, among other things. And the finals, if this deal went through, would be played no later than October 12th. Now, the NHL, another one I enjoy, and I've read some recent news on that one that got interesting. Now, they're going to do 24 teams to play when they restart, but the plan they're wanting to go with and build into a playoff deal, and the tournament format for this will be a qualifying round where it's a best of 5 for the qualifying part, but the rest of the tournament would be a best of 7. And in traditional fashion, the highest seed will face the lowest seed, and the ties in the round robin final 4 of each conference will be broken by a regular season. Give me a second. The regular season points percentage. And when it comes to who gets to be home on the ice versus the away, home games are going to follow the same format they do in most other sports. The first game will be played at whoever has the better seed in the tournament. But when you get, it's the 1, 3, 5, and 7. It's 1, 3, and 5 in the qualifying rounds. But in the later ones, it'll be 1, 2. It'll be the first 2 games are listed as being played at home rather than away. So it kind of follows the idea of the baseball game, where in baseball tournaments did, where they'd play so many games at home and then switch to so many games away. Now, Major League Baseball, as much as people are wanting it to come back, and there are rumors that it could be starting up sometime next month, there's a problem in that the Major League Players Union and the other people in charge can't come to an agreement on this. And they've been going at it since back in March. And maybe earlier. Anyways, the things they can agree on are extensive health and safety protocols, that they need to have more of them, which I understand, because no, you don't want an outbreak at a baseball game and then have your players can't play anymore because they caught this thing. Also, there's a potential for larger rosters where they will have so many players on the main roster, and then they'll have like 20 or so for a taxi roster. Also, something that's come up for debate for the longest time, the DH rule, and the idea of it becoming universal rather than limited to one side of the league, while the other has the pitcher still batting. Also, there's been suggestion of switching to a regional schedule in order to reduce travel and extending the playoffs from 14 to 16 games. But due to them still negotiating and not being able to come to an agreement, there's no official start date for the MLB, for the Major League Baseball. Which to me kind of bothers me because I miss it. As boring as it is, and as much as I feel like the games are really long, same as I think the basketball schedule, the hockey season, I think all the sports minus football have too long a season. I think they need to find a way to shorten them, but they still need to be played and determine a champion. Because otherwise, you're just going to have to put that little asterisk up there with a word none or N/A and mark it as the year we let the bacteria destroy us. Or the year we let the virus, sorry, my mistake. The year we let the virus destroy us. Now, personally, like I said, they could shorten the seasons and play out the games for the ones that have already been played and got cut short due to the virus attacking. Take the best records. I know it's not fair, but hey, most of those players know with how good their team is, how things were going at that time. Take a look at the best records. Throw them in their tournament and let them play it out. For those who haven't played yet or didn't get to play, such as NCAA football, they can wait till next season. They can wait till the fall to see how things go because it's not that far away for them. And they've got the time for it. But for like the basketball players, they were in the middle of their season, so they need their tournament in order to help them to some extent. It's not, again, not saying get people all packed in there and manage to get the one person who has this virus and pass it on. You still can play it empty gym style and have the game. But again, I thought I'd give the latest update on what I saw of it. But yes, but anyways, like I said, I was thinking I'd give the latest update on what I'd found. Also, with baseball, the thing about it, with it being so long, but at the same time it being so short, it being so long is because it's got so many teams that it's got to play out so many conference games and so many division games and then play the other conference as well. I understand it. Here's an idea. Take what the NFL and the NCAA did with their football teams. You play the division game still. You play the conference game. But flip around the teams you play. Like, okay, you got to play in the NCAA. You would play each division team twice. Do that with the do that with the baseball teams. And then have them play each team from the conference. And then if you want to get really crazy, throw in a few teams where they play one game against them from the other side. So that way, the season won't be as long. You'll get your definitive answers, and you can have a regular season that people might actually buy. You might actually be willing to fight over the ticket prices for to try and make it to the games. And they'll be more willing to make it to the game and see it as more of an experience and embrace it than how they are now, where, well, not now, but how they usually have been in the past years that I've noticed, where it's, oh, I'll just watch it on TV because it's cheaper, or what's the point of going? It's going to be a sweltering heat, and we're not going to be able to do anything. It's too expensive. I can remember when I was younger wanting to go to baseball games and football games. And even today, I still want to go to a baseball game at the White Sox Stadium. But also, this nice little thing behind me, that stadium, I actually enjoyed it. It is Neyland Stadium. It's a very beautiful place. And I would love to go there. Actually, I've already been there when I was younger, I'm pretty sure. But either way, I can remember going to the games and wanting to be at a Tennessee football game every week. And how much I loved the idea of wanting to go. So I could be around the people and cheer with them. To watch the team I loved win. Whereas, as time went on, it was, why do I want to go to this? But anyway, but I guess that's how a lot of them are getting today. Anyways, like I said, this was supposed to be an update on what I could find on the sports and how they're going to be playing them. If you want to leave a comment about this, on anything you found as an update, I said all mine are updated as of the 8th at the late, as of the 8th of June at the latest. So if you want to leave me a comment about it, about any other sports that have been played since then, or the news on them, on these if you found any more, and also one for an upcoming video. I mean, what you would like for me to do in an upcoming video. I look forward to it. Till next time.